What advice do you have for someone in the UK learning Arabic? The first piece of advice is to learn Arabic. The best thing to do when it's raining is to let it rain. Just learn. Study. That's the psyche that I'm talking about. Many people, they overcomplicate things. Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu ta'ala anhu was quoted to have said, كَانَ الْعِلْمُ نُقْطَةً. He says at one point in time, a drop of ink. Well, that was knowledge. فَكَثَّرَهَا الْجُهَالِ. But the ignorant people that came and they spread the ink all over the place. Knowledge was simple, was basic, 1, 2, 3, and the people, they made it superly duperly overcomplicated. So, obviously, I know what you mean. And I have steps for you. Hypothetical, theoretical steps, and also practical steps. But the first step of being a student of knowledge, being a hadith disciple, is how you think. The psyche, the mind. It begins and ends with your mind. So if you consider yourself a student of knowledge, even though you never went overseas, or you don't know Arabic, then that's what you are, a student of knowledge. If you consider yourself to be someone who wishes to learn, then bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, you'll find the opportunity and the ability to learn. And I'm speaking not only off of what the ulama of Islam say, but I'm talking about my own personal experience in life. I didn't always have a teacher. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I didn't always have the opportunity to go overseas and study. We had to work, we had to sacrifice. And every time we took a step, Allah Azza wa Jal made more things easier. So if you want to study Arabic, the best thing to do is to study Arabic. What books do you have access to? When I was in high school, I had certain books that were left in my home by my father. And one of the books that I had was an elementary school book from Iraq. The time of Saddam Hussein. It was a school book for elementary school children in Baghdad. And in there, they had the national anthem of Iraq. They had this word, this story, this song, like kids going to school. And wallahi, when I was in school, I used to read the book and memorize the book and translate the book because that's all that I had. And that was my study of the Arabic language. There was no Ajurumiyya in this book and book 1 and Albania Dik. It was none of that. There was no iPad and the internet and Google. You had none of that. You had to take whatever was available. But the hunger and the thirst and the desire and the lack of pleasure with ignorance. Well, I had certain books I would read, I could barely understand them. At nighttime, I would read and I would get upset and frustrated. And I demanded to know what was in this book. And I had no clue what was in the book. But that was my study. And that was my talab of ilm. And then Allah Azza wa Jalla brought this one. And brought this teacher. And brought this book. And brought this lecture. And brought that. So oftentimes, we get caught up in theory. Say this, fulan, go here, do this. Just study. What did Musa tell the Israelites? He told them to enter what? Enter the gates of Jerusalem. And when you enter those gates, فَإِنَّكُمْ, he says, then indeed you will be what? غَالِبُونَ. You'll be successful. You'll be victorious. وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَتَوَكَّلُوا إِن كُنتُمْ مُؤْمِنِينَ. Allah says, put your trust in Allah if you're truly believers. The only thing that they had to do was enter the gates. They're strong, they're big, they're this. Enter the gates and Allah will give you victory. So oftentimes we may, unfortunately, we don't even know, we may imitate the Jews in cowardice. And you have to have courage seeking knowledge. And the best way to seek knowledge is what's on your shirt right there. And their slogan is what? Just do it. Everyone understand this? As far as the practical steps, then bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, you have to have a purpose. Why you want to learn Arabic? To seek knowledge. Why you want to seek knowledge? There's not enough people here that don't have knowledge. Why do we need you? What difference are you going to make? You love it. That's a perfect reason. I don't have to be the speaker. I don't have to be the sheikh. I don't have to be imam. I want to seek knowledge because I what? Myself. You have to have greed. The Prophet ﷺ, he says, Man humani la yashba'an. 2 types of people who never become satisfied. The first one is what? Man humun fi talab al-ilmi la yashba'. Wa man humun fi talab al-dunya la yashba'. He says 2 people who have insatiable greed and will never ever be satisfied. One is those who seek knowledge, and the second are those who seek the dunya. They can never ever get enough. One country isn't enough. We need another continent. Imam Yusuf, the empire over which the sun what? Never sets. Africa's not enough. Asia's not enough. We need more and more and more and more. It's insatiable. And the same applies to ilm. I want more. I want to learn. Before you, in this class, and this one, and speaking, I seek knowledge because of what? It makes me feel good. So that's an excellent fuel type. And there are other types of fuel as well. Your community needs you. Your country needs you. Your neighbors need you. Are we understanding this? Knowledge leads to so much. إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاء. The people who only fear Allah truly are the people of knowledge. مَنْ يُرِيدِ اللَّهُ بِهِ خَيْرًا يُفَقِّهُ فِي الدِّينِ. And there's ayah after ayah, hadith after hadith about the virtue, the importance, and the necessity of seeking knowledge. So you have to have a reason why you're seeking knowledge. And me, I wanted to know what was in those books. I wanted to know what was in my father's book. I wanted to know what was interesting about those books. And that was my initial fuel. And obviously we know that it what? Exploded. Walillahi alhamd. And you learn certain purposes and the intention and this and this and that. So you have to have a reason behind seeking knowledge and learning Arabic. As far as the practical steps, first and foremost is increase your vocabulary. Do not pick up Ajrumiya, Mulhatul I'rab, or this book and that book, book 1, Arabiya Bayna Yadik. It's all a waste of time in the beginning. The most important thing is to learn words, and words. You go to South America, the first thing you want to learn when you learn Spanish is what, Abdul Qabi? Conjugate, past tense. What's the first thing you want to do? Is going to ask about what? Hotel, words. What do you call this? What's this called? If you know one word for a car, for a taxi, that's all you need. That's it. How to say the word car, taxi in Spanish. You have a hotel card. Food, you learn how to say something. And then you learn a second word. And then a third, and a fifth, and a 10th. And then you have a good, you have a nice mass of words. Then you learn a phrase. How to introduce yourself. How to say something. How to say for masculine and for feminine. And you learn basic grammar. Many people, they start off with grammar. I believe that that's wrong. Many people, they learn Arabic just to read Sahih al-Bukhari. And the way to read Sahih al-Bukhari, I don't think that's necessarily correct. You should learn Arabic like you're an Arabic speaking child. Nursery rhymes, hooked on phonics in America. I don't know what they have in the UK. The cat, the dog, the rat, pot, hot. You learn words, you learn rhymes. And you learn basic, and you build your way. You don't start off with Shakespeare in English. You don't start off with these academic works. So why start off with them in Arabic? Everyone understand? It's a brother who can barely say his name in Arabic. He says, I'm learning this book on grammar. Wallahi, I know people, I've met people that couldn't speak any Arabic, and they knew the grammar like the back of their hands. They could break it down in English. Particle, past tense, this, that, and they don't know watermelon or bunny rabbit or hot air balloon. That's wrong. So vocabulary, phrases, basic ways of introducing yourself and asking questions. And then inshallah ta'ala, you get involved in nahu and sarf. Everyone understand this? And then you can pick up Sahih Bukhari and see the Arab. You can see it in this book. And then when you have enough of that, you discard all of that. And you seek what you want to seek. And that is the ilm shari, the fiqh of the deen. So that's my advice to you. And inshallah ta'ala, remain consistent. And don't talk about it too much, but do it. And Allah knows best.